He had unlimited power. Here's the proof of some of his wealth. He rode in a four-wheel covered Chevy. That would be the Coupe de Ville.
Yes. Right now.
A 41 AD. He had a Coupe de Ville. Diamond in the back. Sun on top. Get in the scene with a dance. Y'all was still with me. Y'all don't remember something else. He had a Coupe de Ville, 41. He had a minimum of 2 servants because in his position, it would be insulting for him to travel alone. We know from history records that this person had servants who also served him as he was a servant to the queen. He had his own servants, and it was a minimum of 2. Reason being that one was like a steward, the other one would be his secretary. And the chances are one, if not both, were trained in hand-to-hand combat, which were to defend him if he was in trouble.
Yes, yes.
So you got the eunuch who has his own entourage of servants that came with him in over 1,000-mile pilgrimage to Jerusalem. He goes almost 1,000 miles, or a little bit over 1,000 miles. You can't travel 1,000 miles in your car now with no money.
Amen.
So can you imagine then what it was to travel over that? How you had to board ships and everything else, and then buy or rent a carriage for his stay, all of this. Not only that, he had a copy of the scroll of Isaiah in his possession, which wasn't ordinary. Now, that's a history as to how that happened, and I'm going to do that because that would take me again out of the way. So we'll say that maybe another time. But here's a copy of the scroll of Isaiah. No anybody, Joe, walking around going to have that. And would have access to that in his possession. Then he had rhetorical literacy. What does that mean? He spoke and read several languages. Because truly in Jerusalem, they're not talking the same language that they do in Ethiopia. And yet he has a Bible that's written in Aramaic.
Come on.
And at the time where he was, Jews were intermingling with Gentiles, so you get these Hellenistic Jews who are Greek-speaking Jews, and he's able to converse with all of them in their language, plus read Aramaic script, speak Ethiopian, and communicate with Hellenistic Jews.
Yes, yes. Wow. Yes. Yes.
He was reading in one language and speaking to another one to Philip. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, Lord.
Can I tell you do something for me? And we're going to move quickly. Put your hand on somebody and say, we on the rise.
We on the rise.
I'm going to give you another word for this year. For this year.
This year.
Say, this is the year of the comeback.
This is the year of the comeback.
Come on, talk to somebody. If you believe that, say, this is the year of the comeback. And to come up.
Yes. Come up. Come up. All right. Yes, Lord. Good.
Yeah, this rhetorical literacy, meaning much schooling and training education, he's a black man of that.
Yes.
This is what they all agree on, even plenty.
Yes.
And Arabians.
Yes.
So he was a
Anakin.
black man from Africa.
Yes.
here's what we believe. Why it was so important for him to make the pilgrimage and so forth. Here what the, because we had a copy of the scroll of Isaiah. He probably familiar with Old Testament writings and prophecy. He only brought that scroll because it related to the event that he was going to celebrate. This was really a feast in Jerusalem that was going on that he went to participate in and to worship. We believe from these prophetic scriptures, this was knowledge that he had, why it was so important for him to make the pilgrimage, because he could honor God from where he was, I believe, since he had a copy of the scroll. But it was important for him to make the pilgrimage to Jerusalem. So his scriptures validate what we believe. That's why that was so important. When I do this, I'm going to my last point. Give me your attention just a little bit more. Let's go through a few of these scriptures. That's going to be it. That'll be enough for today. All right. All right. Y'all still with me so far?
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Man, we used to be, come on, Papa.
Zephaniah 3:10. Look what this says. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. That's where he's from. My worshipers, the daughters of my dispersed ones.
Yes. Yes.
The daughters, the lost tribe of Israel.
Yes.
The ones who migrated, left, stayed in Babylon and other kingdoms, Assyrian kingdom, who never came back to the holy city. Ones who ran and fled to Germany, led to the Holocaust and so forth and so on. There's some people believe that Hitler. That's another message, so we'll go there today. The daughters of my dispersed ones shall bring my offering. That's what he was doing. And in that day, do this. You shall not be shamed
Yes, Lord.
anymore.
Yes, Lord.
You will not see yourself as a lost Jew or Israelite or ashamed of what happened, what transpired, because you're going to be included among my people.
Yes, Lord.
When you come to my house to worship and bring me an offering,
Yes.
this is the prophecy to all of those that were dispersed. All right, hold up. Psalm 68 and 31 says, involves, unborn, how you want to will come out of Egypt, Ethiopia, will stretch out her hands to God. Well, that's not what he was doing. He came from Ethiopia to Jerusalem to stretch out his hands to God, because he believed what this word said, and it was important to him to fulfill the scripture. Hallelujah. Because he wanted to be included. 2 Chronicles 6 says, moreover, concerning a foreigner. Now this is when Solomon was dedicating the temple, because Solomon had formed alliances with many kingdoms. And so foreigners would also come in. And he sent some Israelites to other kingdoms as well to set up institutions and teach them the law of Israel. And some believe that's where the copy of the manuscript that he had come from. It goes back to Queen Sheba and Solomon's connection, because we know that material literature was exchanged during that time. That's another message, so we won't go there. But this is what Chronicles Solomon